Please work.
You alright?
Yeah, it should be good now. I just had an issue there. Right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to PSGL Season 25, FP at Round 3 at France. I am your commentator, Ariel Neon, or as Jared Fosbury, some people know me as. I'm also joined by Ollie, my co-commentator.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream.
So there is Ollie. So I apologise for the little bit delayed stream there. We had a little issue with the server, but it should be all good now. Yeah, that is everyone. As we can see, Ash is the first one out in the Williams right now. Let's see what lap he will do today. Let's see if he can get on the podium. As right now I'm just having a look at the standings currently now. There we go. So the driver's standings currently right now, the leader in the drivers stands, I believe, is Bugatti with 27 points right now. I believe that's right. Then Ash is actually in second, so Ash actually won last week, so he's hoping for another win today. See how we can do. Same with Greeny. Greeny's possibly looking for a podium. He's got 16 points, just 1 point off Ash. So let's see what these three drivers can do today. Before we see Ash on his lap, my qualifying prediction is going to be, I'm going to say Edward first, so it's Lickle. Then I'm going to go with Greeny second, from third, and possibly AMS for fourth. I'm still don't know roughly everybody's pace, as Mr. Grumpy is in the lobby as well. So Ash is now coming into turn 1. Watch his onboard lap. Nice and tidy through turn 1 and 2. Make sure you don't invalidate that, because if you invalidate that quite early, your lap is basically game over. So he does through turn 3 and 4. A bit of a lock up. Nice and tidy there from Ash. It's turn 6. Rear kicks out a little bit, but he keeps under control. Easy on the throttle as now he comes down the big long straight. DRS activated. He's starting to climb up the speed. Yes, Human Fish Ollie is with me. He's just got
I'm here.
right now.
Just letting Jared take it away for a few minutes.
As right now, look, Ash is now coming through the fast right-hander. First part of one of the fast right-handers. Nice and tidy, as I can see. Third part of the track. A lot of people do run wide here, but Ash just took it nice and tight. Decent exit there. Let's see what Ash can do then through the final few corners. As he comes through the final corner now, let's see what time he will do as provisional pole. Because I believe there's a Red Bull next. I believe that could be Portage. 32-1.
Now come off the line, and the Red Bull currently 14th. He goes second in the Red Bull. Next across the line is Bugatti, I think. No, it's AMS. I think it's AMS next across the line.
Oh.
AMS goes third on the hard. Of course, it's in the slower compound under tyres and the slower car. Lordy goes pole in the Renault, doing a 31.6. You have a whole gaggle of cars coming across the line. Next, I believe, is a Ferrari El Truco, who will cross the line now. He invalidated. Boomer's next across the line, and he goes third in the Ferrari. He could be with some good pace today on those mediums in the Ferrari. He had a good race last week, but he had a few unfortunate accidents, so he's got quite a bit of potential to do well, I think. I thought he could be quite a bit of an underdog.
Yeah, you're alright. There's been a few unlucky incidents. But right now, Lickle is on a lap. If you want to go over his lap there, Ollie.
We've just got on board with Lickle. Yes, you see Lickle just coming to the end in the first sector. Very tight, very technical. You see his rear sliding around a little bit. It doesn't seem to be that comfortable going around turn 5 as he goes around a little deep through turn 6, a left king of turn 7, which leads onto the straight. He could potentially be getting some stitching. We see a few other drivers giving it to each other. But as we go into the main overtaking opportunity of the race, turn 8 and 9, very heavy braking our 100-metre balls, using all the inside curb. Locking on the front left a little bit, that could affect him slightly. Reduce the turning, getting all over the curb. Just unsettling the car. It doesn't seem that settled. I don't know if that's to do with the tyres not warming up, or if that's just the setup or the lack of grip in the Toro Rosso. But for certain, he's got more grip than the Williams and the likes of Ashbest. Boomer just getting out of the way on the exit there, turn 11. Can do a lot of damage to the outside fronts. As he gets a little kick of oversteer going around the exit of turn 12. Now around turn 14 he goes, takes a nice wide line that cuts in and stays nice and tight for the left, the final corner of turn 15. He gets a good exit going down towards the straight. Might pick up a little bit of slipstream from that Alfa Romeo that goes 6 fastest on mediums in the Toro Rosso. A good lap there for me. There's a lot of time to improve.
Right now, though, Lodi is currently in the lead with 31.6, 2/10 off the pace is El Truco. I do apologise if I got your PSN name on limit, but your time is 31.8 in seconds, so 2/10 off him as the McLaren goes off.
Corby just crossed the line going P8. He ran out of ERS very early on, so maybe he can use the ERS management a little bit better in the future. So he will learn from that and he will improve on that.
That was Jamie. Is about to finish his lap. Mr. Grumpy's just come across the line. I think he's on a lap now. Here comes Jamie. 14th, 34 flat on hards.
Starting next to Mercedes in the hard. Will he jump up the grid in the Merc? He goes 12 faster, setting at 33.5.
Alright, up there from him. What about...
I've got Ferrari up next. I think that might be El Truco going to the pits. Yeah, I think he's going to the pits.
Cherry 2 Pie behind him? No, Cherry 2 Pie is there.
Cherry 2 Pie's in the outlap, I think. No, not Cherry 2 Pie, with his teammate. That would be Parish. Parish would be on an in-lap. Liverpool there slowing down. McLaren, I think, is on an in-lap with Jamie.
Cherry 2 Pie will be next and on a lap as he's coming into turn 12. Just warming up his lap. He is on a set of soft tyres, so there's a few people on alternate strategy right now. Some people on hards, some people on mediums, some people on softs. Now, I do know on equal cars, if it wasn't FP Performance, you could do soft to medium. In this performance or FP, I don't know if you can do soft to medium. So it'll be interesting what the cars can do with their tyres and what the drivers can do with the performance. And see where everybody ends up. As right now, though, Cherry 2 Pie gets a nice turn 1 and 2. This is now approaching turn 3 as he's Greeny off the track there. Ooh, that could have been an invalidation, but he's been let off, I believe.
I think he was clean through that.
Nice and tidy there from Cherry, as apparently he's purple. So he's on a good lap, as there's a Ferrari ahead of him who I don't believe is on a lap. We're getting a bit of slipstream off him.
Here's Boomer.
Here's Boomer. As he's now approaching turn 8. He's getting a big toll, but this could affect him as well. Looks like the Ferrari did get out of the way, but what about the Haas? Oh, we saw a little bit of corrective steering there. Cherry's going to use a bit of that slipstream on the Haas car there. Let's see where he goes through to turn 10. Nice and flat, around about 197 miles an hour. Coming to turn 11 now. Nice, tight in, wide out. Tight in again. Good run through the corners there from Cherry 2 Pie right now. As he's just about to finish off the lap. He's now approaching turn 14 now. Coming into the final corner of turn 15. Will he peel into the pits? No. So it is a good lap. He is going to finish the lap. Around the final corner, decent exit. Let's see what time he will do. It's a 31.5, pole position. 1/10 there. It's a good lap. Right, Cherry 2 Pie right
using
now.
all his ERS again. Corbin needs to use the ERS better because he's losing so much time going down towards the line. He improves by 5 attempts. Still needs to manage his ERS better if he wants to improve further because his sector 3 is slacking.
That's good evening, Lewis. Welcome to the stream. Right now, though, as Cowboy isn't on a lap.
Lordy's coming across the line now.
Oh, Lordy.
Lordy, P2.
Alright, so here comes Lordy then. 31.6, 8,000. Oh, well,
Down by 8,000.
down
Bornish
by
proves
8,000.
pole in the Red Bull.
Good lap there from him.
I think Ash is next across the line. Yes, he is. He's on a quick lap on the soft compound tyres. So he's one to deal with.
Showing some good pace right now on the Williams. See what time he will do. 32 flat.
Goes up by a tenth and a half. Teammate next across the line is Bugatti.
Bugatti got a podium last week. I believe he said he may be able to get a podium this week. He did like France. Let's see what Bugatti can do.
DRS.
He goes fourth though, the 31.6.
Goes up by 1.5 seconds. My screen.
Good lap there from him as he beats Ash, his teammate. I believe Greeny is. I think Jerry's actually give up on his lap. Oh, so it's Greeny actually. Greeny's moved out of the way. I believe that was McLaren of Jamie. No, it's actually.
Brown just went fifth, fastest.
It's actually Mesclass right now who's about to start a lap as S Boomer, who's just crossed the line, 31.2. So now the Ferrari's in the lead.
Dino last at the moment is finally taking his first lap of the session. Has seemed quite scrappy in the last two corners, goes 16th fastest. You won't be happy with that one.
Well, as right now we're on board with Mesclass in the McLaren, who's currently sitting in 9th place. It's actually invalidated actually. It didn't even pop up saying. So he's actually going to be a bit disappointed with that. With 6 minutes 30 seconds remaining, he's got enough time to do another lap. What about Cam? Cam is on a lap right now in the racing point. Let's see what he does through turn one. Nice and tight there, right in the curb. Doesn't get an invalidation. Oh yes, he does. That's an invalidation, and he will not be happy with that. Is anybody else on a lap? Like
Thrones in lap. Mesclass, I think, is on a lap.
No, he invalidated. Mesclass invalidated. Jamie might be on a lap actually. Yeah, Jamie's on a lap.
I think Boomer's on an in lap. Boomer's on an in lap. There's a Haas behind him. Throne.
Oh, no. Jamie is off there, but I think he's got to let away without getting invalidation there. He's still on his lap. And here is mod 5. Let's see what he can do.
We've got Cam who's on a lap.
No, Cam invalidated.
Ah, right. I'm just seeing his ERS is using it in high mode. So.
But here comes Jamie then through turn 8 and 9. Oh, his AMS just got a 5-grid place penalty there with contact with a Haas driver. Sorry, with a Ferrari. That's Boomer. I think that is Boomer. Boomer is out of quali. AMS is out of quali. And he's also been given a 5-grid place penalty, which is a bit harsh. But it's been given. There's a bit of connection issue there with Jamie. But Jamie looks like he's on a lap. I don't know if he's going to come into the pits.
No, he's used all his ERS.
He's already out. Yeah, he is pitting.
You have Mercedes, I think there's a, yeah. Yuho thin on an outlap. A hard compound tyres again.
Alright, so Yuho will be going on a lap very shortly in the Mercedes. See what he can do.
Lickle's on an outlap.
As Lewis says, El Trucker will get pole and will win. Lewis is saying. No, you never know. Anyone could win. As we, anything can happen. A safety car could happen. Could be a massive crash where the fastest guy is crash out. Anything could happen. Right now though, Duo Finn is about to start his flying lap in the Mercedes. He's had a good exit at the final corner. If you want to go over his lap there, Ollie.
I'm just coming down to the bottom side of the things. I can come on board with him. Yes, there we go. Going around turn 1 and 2. Very difficult chicane. Very easy to get oversteer and lose it on the exit of turn 2. Doesn't it seem to be going as fast as the other drivers would? But he's in the fastest car. Doesn't quite clip the apex going through turn 3 and 4. But seems to be on a fairly conservative lap. Isn't pushing the car as much as he'd like to. Goes a little bit deep there into turn 5. Round the long right hand of turn 6. Doesn't use all of the track. Isn't taking the optimum speed around the corner. A bit late on DRS deployment there. Going into the chicane of turn 8 and turn 9. Let's see how he does. Does he clip the apex right? Will he have any lockups? Seems to be good. Oh, look up on the inside, pushes him deep, isn't going to set him. Oh, and he loses it. That's very easily done. He's be careful he doesn't make contact with Greeny. That was close.
That was a shame there for Juho, as he apparently was purple in sector 1. Now, I don't know if that was a glitch.
I think that might have been a glitch. I'm just going to check the first sector.
That was really unfortunate for him, as
26-1. Yeah, it was a glitch.
Okay, so he wasn't actually purple. That is unfortunate for Juho.
I think Lickle might be on a lap.
Lickle?
Yeah, Lickle is on a lap.
Right, where is Oh, there he
He's
is.
P12 at the moment.
Lico is finishing up on his lap. Got past
Going
you.
around 10, 12 now. Uses all the exit curb. Very smooth. Very quick at the moment. Lico seems to be using all his ERS. Doesn't want to be doing that because that's going to slow him down towards the run. Unless you use it all up in the earlier part of the lap where he may have gained more of an advantage. But for certain, he'll be losing it all down here. I've seen a few drivers now deploying it all earlier on the lap. And he sets a 1 minute 31.2 and improves by a lot. That's put him on the front row there, and surely he'll be happy with that lap and he'll retire, go back in the pits, and hope that no one improves on that lap.
Yeah, Lico will be happy with that, as I believe he qualified on the front row last time, or near the front anyway. And the strategy unfortunately let him down with a safety car damage, and he unfortunately, I believe, lapped at one point. So he's looking for a bit of redemption and can get a good result here. Is anybody else? Oh, Cherry Pie may have on a lap actually.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
Cherry's
he
on a
is.
lap.
So he's coming through turn 11 now. Nice and tidy. Oh, almost was a bit too wide on the curb. Goes into
Almost
turn
had a little
12.
moment, didn't he?
Yeah. As yells in sector 2, I believe that's a McLaren slowing down. However, though, Cherry is on his finishing lap. And 2 in ERS mode 2, so he's saving his ERS for the final turn so he can use the rest of it, which is very smart, can gain you a lot of time. But it will also lose you a lot of time when it runs out. He does a 31.4, promotes himself to 5th.
Gains by 32,000 per second. So, depends
Actually, yeah, he
how
did
well.
improve.
So he didn't improve by 32,000 for me.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't improve in position, he actually stayed 5th. So, not bad there.
yeah.
As right now, look, we will go on board with Brian from
I think Cam's finishing.
Oh, Cam. Does Cam finishes that? Oh no, Cam's on that lap.
Yeah. No, Cam's on a fly lap.
Is he?
Yep.
Are you sure? Because for me it says on that lap.
No, he says, unless you're looking at the other Mercedes, but other Mercedes Racing Point, but New Zealand Cam is going around the last corner now, deploying all his ERS. Seen him do that earlier. Liquid blocks with tyres in session after going on the front row of the grid. New Zealand Cam crosses the grid and he goes P6, the first lap he's set.
31.6, good luck from him. What about Ash? Ash is on a lap now, so Ash will be one of the final ones to finish his lap.
Past P7.
What about From though? As he's coming now through the final corner, there is a Toro Rosso behind him.
That's Greeny on an outlap.
Greeny on an outlap. Will Greeny get enough time in quali? Just. See,
Corby and both runners don't make it. Corby and Lordy don't make it to the line.
Oh, that's a shame for them. However, though, Greeny is one of the last people on a lap. As I see a Mercedes, but that's Sutty.
Yeah, he's finished.
Oh,
Chotapai goes in the pit.
Is that a McLaren?
Jamie's next.
Jamie, okay.
Used all his ERS very early on. He's gonna hot lap the whole lap, and it just runs out earlier on.
Yeah, this cost him a lot of time on the straight. He needs more ERS. Well, needs to manage it a little bit better. But he goes to 14th. What about Mess? Oh, he actually improved.
Sutty's next.
Sutty is next, and there's a racing point, I believe, with Dino.
Yeah, that's Dino next. Dino's backed off his lap. Dino's backed off.
Oh, Dino's backed off, has he? Okay, we'll go on board with Ash straight after then. Here comes Sutty now to the line. See what time he does. A 31.9. Puts him to 12th place. What about Ash? Currently in 13th. Will he manage to steal pole off Boomer? Runs a bit wide. Could have been in a validation, but it's not. He's coming to the line. 31.8.
Next across the line is P7 Parash.
Oh, it's
in
Parash.
Alfa Romeo Sauber. Improved by 9,000 for a second.
7th. What about Greeny? Coming out for the final corner. Let's see what time he will do. As he believe he is the last one, and he is. And I believe that was P5. Yep, Greeny takes P5 there on his first run. So Toro Rosso will definitely be happy with that. If you want to read down the results, Ollie.
So P1 we have Boomer in the Ferrari. P2 we have Pornition's third quickest car, qualifying P2. Third we have driver of the qualifying session, Lickle Blocks, qualifying P3 in the Toro Rosso. P4 El Truco. P5 Greeny, bringing out good result for the Toro Rosso boys. P6 we have Cherry 2 Pipe, P7 Cam, P8 Parish, P9 we have Lordy in the Renault, and rounding out the top 10 Mr. Grumpy in the Red Bull. The guy getting the first driver to get the free choice of tyres and flying Frome in the Haas, joining him on the 6th row. Ash Best and Sutty line up the 7th row, and sorry I didn't get to the bottom.
No, that's fine. You can we can do that on the rest of the formation lap. So it is going to be dry then for the formation lap, as I believe last week it did rain, didn't it? It started rain like on lap 6, and then it didn't like get wet enough to like lap 20, I believe. Which affected a lot of people's strategies. Didn't know when to pit. We had 2 or 3 safety cars. A few instances we did have a good incident. It was bad for the drivers, of course, but good for us as commentators. After the safety car went in, a few drivers did spin, I believe, and crash into each other.
Who are you voting for your driver of the day?
Well, I think that's a bit too early, but it depends who pulls off the masterclass strategy and gains the most positions. So I'll tell you my driver of the day at the end of the race. I think that's enough time for me to make my mind up for the driver of the day, because I can't just pick someone randomly.
Still make a prediction for favourite?
I'm gonna have to go with Lickle. I think Lickle's gonna win. Currently in 3rd. Could pull a decent strategy. He is in the Toro Rosso Honda, of course, though, so he is going to lose a bit of straight line speed compared to the Ferrari. But we'll have to wait and see. So then, as I get everything up, tyres and phlegm. So then, where did you get up to on the qualifying order?
I got up to Ash Best and Sutty. So the last 5 we have, or the last 6 we have Mescus, Jamie, Corby, Dino Racing Point, Juho in the Mercedes, and rounding out the back of the grid is AMS. So starting on the hards, crucially, we've got 2 other drivers joining on the hards, with Dino and Sutty, both of course hoping to go long and hoping for a late safety car, which could play a major factor, like in any other race. But France is a big one, but with all the alternate strategies and multiple strategies that can do, we may see a few drivers go on soft mediums, but there may be a few that choose both soft hards. So it depends how the drivers are feeling and if they want to get the undercut, because the undercut is very big here, because the tyres and the soft start to overheat and start to wear by around lap 7ish. They start sliding and losing the rear in the 3rd sector. So it depends how well these drivers have managed their tyres in quali and during the first 7 laps of the race.
Yeah, you are correct there, but I think it's a bit of a strange call to go hards. If you're really not confident on your tyre wear, then yeah, that is understandable, but the hard tyres aren't going to be fast. They're going to be they're going to not have the best start launches, and also they're going to be really slow with them to get up to speed on the temps. And mediums are going to be a lot quicker to respond, but the softs are going to be lightning compared to the hards. So it's an interesting strategy call from Sutty, Dino and AMS, but you never know. That strategy could work out and they could go 1st, 2nd, 3rd, so I could be completely wrong saying that the hards are a risk and not the best strategy. So anything can happen.
Something I'm surprised about is the fact that Alveoli P11 has chosen to go on the soft Commander tyres. I don't know if they're completely fresh softs or not, or if he's used them a little bit in quali or not, but he's putting himself at a little bit of risk here. He's hoping for an early safety car. I was going to try jump a few drivers at the start and hope to pull away from the drivers behind him that harder Commander tyres.
Yeah, right there, as we're about to start the light sequence, as the grid has now formed up, as we wait for the light sequence to start. As I believe this is a decent camera angle view. So now up to 1 light, 2 light, now 3 lights, 4. Now we have 5 red lights waiting for them to go off, and they're off, and the drivers are underway. Looks like the Ferrari didn't have the best start. The Toro Rosso's had an okay start, and so is the Red Bull. The Williamses are fighting near the back with the Renault. As we'll go back through the grid. Oh, is the Ferrari gone? That is El Tuco is off. He is round, and Lewis said he would be one to get pole and win, but he is at the back of AMS. I think that's AMS. It is, but he hasn't got damage. He's just spun it on those hards.
Someone has got damage though. I saw a bit of wing flying.
As right now, look, Pornish Town still in 2nd, Boomer 1st, Lickle in 3rd. However, look, Greeny has moved to P4 right now. So Toro Rosso team are 3rd and 4th.
The Haas have had a bit of a collision. See Jamie going for a move low down the grid, going around the outside of Ash Best into the chicane. See a few drivers going side by side, but will we see any more contact? It's the first lap, and it has seemed to be fairly clean.
Cam has to back out of that, as there's cars all over fighting. As we can see, Lickle already trying to make an overtake into turn 10 on Pornagetown, makes the move. Pornagetown tries to fight back, but can't make it work, runs wide, and this has opened the doors for Greeny to possibly have a chance. However, Lickle is now into second place. As I did say, he was my favourite to win this race, so let's see if he can do it.
We've got quite a good battle going a little bit further down the grid between the medium and the hard runners.
Medium and hard runners. McLarens are fighting right now. Nicholas and Jamie. Hopefully there's no team crashes, as Boomer is the provisional fastest lap with a 38.8. Now look, McLarens are in combat. Masterclass going on the outside of Jamie. He wants to take over. It's 3 wide actually between Sutty, Metclass and Jamie. Oh, and Sutty's gone round. So big crash there between, I believe that was Juho. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was actually the Renault and the Ferrari. So Elton was being robbed. And there is a safety car, and I'm not surprised. That was a hefty impact. And Jamie's got a 5 grid place, and the McLarens have had contact. The McLarens have crashed into each other. Have done the Ferrari in Brazil, but the Ferrari has got no front wing at all. That is a shame, that. However, though, this is kind of helping the guys on the hard tyres with the strategy now. They could pit, go mediums, and then go to softs. They don't really need to pit again. But what about the soft runners? Do you think they should pit, go on another set of softs, try and pull a gap, or... I don't know. As right now, though, as Ollie, if you've just only come back, you've missed a hefty impact between a Mercedes of Sutty and I believe El Tuco. Sutty lost it. Sutty lost control into turn 1, and it's caused a big shunt on the Ferrari. Lost his front wing, and it's caused a safety car. So, luckily no one's retired.
Before we mentioned inter-team battles, but on lap 1, I think there's a little bit of collision between Flying Frame and AMS.
Ooh.
The two Haas boys replicating the counterparts in real life.
Well, the two McLarens also had a bit of contact as well when the safety car came out, as they slowed down quite dramatically, and one was not on the racing line.
We've got a few drivers going in the pits now, trying to get off the softs already. Be interesting to see if they can go to the end of their hope for another safety car later on.
As people are in the pits, the Alpha team are in. Let's see what they're going to do.
Probably is best to pit.
The Alpha team are actually double stacking. As we get a nice camera angle. Is that race point getting held up because of the double stack? Yeah, Cam's getting held up.
Cam's been held a long time.
Oh, Cam's not going to be happy with this. Cam is getting held up a lot there by Paresh. Paresh's actually got a 5... Oh no, I thought he had a 5-second time, but it just took his pit crew a while to get on board. And there we have it. Now Dino's the last person to come in the pits. So back to the front though. Boomaps in the lead, Lickle second, Greeny now third, Bonnestown fourth, Bugatti in fifth, Mr. Grumpy in sixth in the Red Bull. So the Honda Power team are in the top 6. Ash in 7th there, as he's alright on the mediums, the highest medium runner. Then Juho in 8th. Juho, how many positions has he gained? Let's have a look.
Juho's gained 11 positions.
Wow.
Just going to the topic now, I was going to ask about it. We've got quite a few gainers, don't we? I mean, there's a few people in net positions, but a lot of people have gained positions, haven't they?
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have gained positions, but there's also a lot of people who lost positions, like El Tuco's lost 12, Paresh has lost 11, Cam's lost 8, and yeah, there's only 2 people who've actually stayed in their position. That's Boomer and From, who's Boomer in the lead and From in 12th. But yeah, I'm actually surprised Juho managed to get out of that chaotic instant through first lap and the second lap without any damage. Fix whose wing?
I thought Juho got damage.
I thought it was Juho, but I think it looked like it. Yeah, Sutty lost it, and it looked like he hit Juho, but I don't actually think it was Juho's car. I think the Merc went that fast, that quick. When they had when a car had contact with Sutty, it looked like on my screen that it was Sutty and duo having contact, but apparently not. But I can tell you who did have contact, and that was El Tuco, who's currently in 16th. I believe he has had his front wing replaced. He is on the mediums. There's only a few people on softs, and that is the top 6. AMS has got mediums. As I said, I thought he would have done it. So he'll be happy with the safety car after the lap 1 incident. Sutty is in 18th, also on hards actually. Sutty's gone on the same set of hards. I thought he had wing damage.
Pretty sure he did.
They're fresh hards. Did he start on hards or did he actually start on medium? Because I'm positive he started on hards.
If he went on the hardest strategy, then he can get two hards. So.
Can you?
Possible. I just got another set of hards.
Interesting. Well, there's not really much to talk about right now, except we're under the safety car conditions, but... Well, actually, yeah, there is a little bit to talk about. I do lie there. Both Toro Rossos, 2nd, 3rd. Good starts, both gained positions. Do you see the Toro Rosso team trying to get a 1-2 after they try and dispatch of Boomer? Or do you think it's going to be a hard chance with that Ferrari engine compared to the Honda?
I think that Lico and Greeny just sit behind Boomer, save their ERS a little bit, and then pounce during the undercut phase, because the undercut here is so powerful. But of course, Greeny wants that #1 preference, he has to get past Lico blocks, because he can be held in the pits, and that can cause some drama. So can Mr. Grumpy and Ash Best, they need to prove themselves and get ahead of their teammates.
That is correct, the safety car is in this lap. So Boomer will be leading the little 4-minute lap to the line before they can overtake. His Lico wants to already try and get past Boomer there, just letting him know that he's there. It's going to be an interesting start. Yeah, let's hope it is nice and clean. Hopefully it's not like Australia where some of the guys spun it. Yeah. So it's... see what they do as Boomer is slowing down. Still waiting for everybody else to catch up so they don't build up too much of a gap.
Boomer could play smart here and just wait as long as he wanted to, but I think he's already gone.
No, I don't think he's gone yet. I think he's going to bolt on the final corner, just get a nice turn in.
He's gone.
Yep, he's gone. Toro Rossos are basically forwarding, but they can't overtake till they cross the line. Look at that Ferrari engine already pulling away a little bit from the Honda. And Boomer is still in the lead into turn 1. Is there any overtakes into turn 1?
Yeah, there's a racing point of New Zealand Cam going inside of Lordy. No biggie though.
On the outside,
a little bit of contact there. I'm not sure if any damage is picked up or not.
A bit more.
A little bit of wheel banging.
Wheel banging. Lordy has to be careful. He has to realise the race point is there. Was on the long side a little bit. And
Lico's looking very racy in the back of Boomer, isn't he?
I'll go on board with that.
Gearbox.
Lico is in ERS mode 4, which is quicker in the straight. What is the Ferrari on, I'm wondering? Same, so right now the Honda's managed to keep up the Ferrari.
Corby's going for moving Jamie, I think, into the chicane.
Well, unfortunately I will not have to go on that battle right now. I'm going to have to stay on board with this battle.
Cherry goes past Frome and goes a little bit deep. Holds the position though. Corby and Jamie also going side by side.
As we see that, Jamie and Corby still fighting it out. Although Lico looks a lot quicker there as he runs wide, makes a mistake. Hopefully that doesn't make him crack under pressure.
Lordy and Cam still going hair and toe.
Lordy and Cam someone. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that battle as well.
Oh, he's gone on the inside! That's a bit of a send there. We might see one of them drive a spin.
What was the drifting?
The wheels are completely locked.
Renault versus the Mercedes. Oh, there's more contact.
Cam pushes him off.
That's
Cam pushes Lordy off.
Oh,
I see Lordy.
Lordy's still there. Lordy gives him a bit of payback. Bit of karma. But now there's almost a four-way fight around here. Almost four wide. But the Ferrari of El Tuco just gets around them all. Now the outfit of Paresh is thinking of going into turn 1. Let's see.
Yeah, he picks up a 3-second time
past AMS. AMS is still there, even though AMS has got a bit of wing damage. Ooh, bit of contact again between these two. AMS drops back though. As I'm surprised AMS hasn't had his front wing. As we will go back to the front as Lickle. Well, Lickle's actually not that close right now. He's 6.5 tenths. DRS isn't active yet.
He's a lot of his DRS, hasn't he?
Well, they both really have. They've
Greeny's at risk of dropping out of DRS range at this rate.
Yeah, true. That could be a thing, as Greeny actually just gets a penalty. 3 seconds added to his time. But
Jamie
Jerry
and Charity Pike going side by side. Greeny
right
picks up his first penalty of the race. 6 lap into the race.
Although the big battle, which is further behind, in for
AMS 15th. Also. Lordy and... Not Lordy, AMS and Dino having a little bit of contact.
Oh, as we can see now, Paresh is thinking about going on the inside of Lordy into turn 10. Side by side they go, but Lordy's a lot quicker than these two, it looked like there. But has to heel. Alpha gets through on the quicker tyre, and now the Alpha is looking hungry on the racing point. As you're right, Greeny is now at DRS range, as Greeny's actually pitted, it looks like. Greeny's done the early pit stop. Greeny is in, so Greeny's thinking, let's go mediums, let's try and stretch on the medium tyre, I think, or possibly hards. We'll see what tyre he does go on.
I think that's just trying to help his teammate out, so that gets the train behind him out of the DRS. AMS speeds into the pit lane.
Oh, that isn't good.
So did Mr. Grump. Oh, Mr. Grump gets 3 second time.
As we can see there, From is getting tasty on the Ferrari.
Juho's going for a move on Mescalis.
Oh, God.
The chicane of turn
There's
3.
battles all over the track. Merc versus McLaren, Ferrari versus Haas, Toro Rosso versus Ferrari.
Down the field, isn't there?
As I'm going to have to keep an eye on the top two. Oh, Juho makes a corrective steering.
Greeny goes on mediums.
Green's got mediums, so Greeny is going to the end. Oh, as Juho makes an error there, almost loses it.
But Little's on the lead, going down the inside of Boomer into the chicane.
Oh, just missed that.
Gets the move done just before the chicane.
Good lap there, good move there from Lickle, but unfortunately I missed that because Juho got hit by Cowboy when he lost the rear, and I just missed out what happened there. Juho, I think he saved it, but Lickle is now in the lead of this race, but he's not out of the woods yet. The Ferrari could get him back.
Lickle very low on ERS, of course. It's very hard to conserve at this track. A lot of straights and very few corners.
It's true. It's very true. But he could save a lot of his ERS in Sector 1 and Sector 3 and just use medium in the straights. But he has got a driver behind who will be a lot quicker. Oh,
Lickle goes in the pits.
Lickle's in, so Lickle's doing the undercut. Oh, there's a lot of cars coming in.
Oh, there's a whole host of cars. I wonder if anyone would hit.
Get in Pond's town.
That's very narrow, isn't it?
It is very narrow, but now Boomer's going to have to now start pulling out all the stops if he wants to try and make the overcut work. Right now, Lickle's doing the undercut to try and keep his first place.
If I was Lickle, I would have almost stayed behind, save all your rest, and use it all on the outlap.
As we'll go on board with the battle for P4.
I think we need to have a look at Greeny, see where he comes out in comparison to the other drivers.
If you could keep an eye on that, mate, as right now there's a big scrap for
Greeny has gone past Lickle.
Wow, so the undercut is stronger then. Wow, okay, so Boomer, if I was you, I'd put pedal to the metal, full throttle, just floor that Ferrari as much as you can if you want to try and get ahead of the Toro Rosso drivers right now. Greeny has just overtaken Lickle there from the pits. Right now though, Cherry is looking about making a move on the McLaren of Mexbas into turn 8.
Cam's also going for a move and throw.
Ooh, bit of whip, oh, he's round!
Oh, he's round!
Ooh, that was...
Trucco's going side by side of him, isn't he?
Oh, it's almost
giving
too wide.
Charity by a little bit of a nudge. Juho's looking like he wants to go around the outside of Meskis.
Side by side.
Into the long right-hander.
There's almost
four in the back out.
Oh, look
Cam
at Cherry. Cherry's trying to go in the middle. As we'll go on a cockpit view.
Oh, contact.
Oh, he's off.
Cam's gone. Cherry's put he's gone.
Meskis makes a mistake. And here comes
Trucco goes down the inside of Meskis.
Meskis tries to get him on the brakes.
Goes wide, I think.
Doesn't work. And there
Nickel
is
block right in the back of Greeny. Only attempt at separating him.
Okay, now we'll keep an eye on that.
Boomer
stays out. So Boomer is trying something different there. Maybe trying to get fresher tyres to the end.
There's a bit desync there between Charity Pie and New Zealand Camp.
Juho and El Trucco now battling for P3.
Oh, Trucco going on Juho around the outside into turn 1. Great move there. Oh, this goes deep.
Met class, that was very risky there.
I think he just misjudged his braking zone. I don't know if he's got damage or not.
Jeez.
Contact that, he's letting us back through.
As we can see,
Cam down the inside. So does Alfa Romeo. This is absolute carnage.
There's absolute carnage. Cars banging in each road.
Oh,
more rear ending.
Wide into there, into turn 5.
Juho almost loses
Contact
it.
between Juho as well. Parrish going down the inside of flying through. This is all sorts of stuff going on down here.
Hopefully there's no more chaos. As right now, though, it's almost 3 wide into the big straight. Will this be 4 wide?
Charity Pie is going to go around the outside of Juho.
It's going to be almost 4 wide.
Parrish. Cherry gets the move done. Mescus runs into the back of Juho. Side by side go Paresh and Frome.
This is very close racing.
Lickle gets past Greeny. I think that's team orders that.
Well, possibly. But it's lucky they're not in this battle, because this would be costing them time.
Surely Boom has to be in the pits as that.
Scraps all over. You can take the softs, maximum 10 laps.
Frome goes deep.
Frome's gone deep. Now keep an eye on Mesclas though right now, as he is under attack by a lot of drivers. But so is Duho, so there's scraps all over the place right now. As the McLaren's not showing that much pace, but he isn't pushing. He's in ERS mode 1. Trying to save a little bit. Hopefully Mesclas doesn't make a mistake like he did in turn 1 and went deep. Doesn't get the decent exit he wants.
Boomer pits.
Boomer is in then, so Boomer's pitted.
He's on the hards.
That's interesting. Now I don't know, as he's Gene jumped by a lot. That is a very interesting strategy call.
Picking up penalties as well.
As we'll go back on board with the battle for I can technically say P5, P4 roughly. Right now though, Frome is trying to just find a gap, trying to find a hole in Metclass' driving, trying to get in there. Can't make it work right now. But he also has to watch his mirrors, as the Alfa Romeo of Paresh and the Renault of Lodi is in his wings. As we come down the big main straight, Metclass is thinking of making a move on Juho, thinks about it, backs off, and he's going to wait to the next straight, trying to get a better exit. Oh, but he doesn't get a good exit, and this is opening the door for Frome. Frome is on the inside, has got past already, and there we have it. Frome is now in 6th, Metclass now in 7th, lost the position, and now he has to watch out now from the Alfa Romeo instead of the Haas. It looked like the Alfa Romeo was trying to switch, trying to go from the inside to the outside into turn 11. Doesn't make it work.
Paresh has a little look down the inside of Mescus, but backs out.
Right now though, Ash is still leading, currently now 2.3, but the gap between him and Lickle is 14 seconds. So, it's the McLaren of Mesclas, I believe, is in the pits, and he's in, doesn't speed. Is there anybody else pitting into the pits? I don't believe
he's
so.
Well done the order, because he didn't pitch in the safety car.
And he's actually on mediums, so that's an early stop on mediums.
Very early, he'll be going on hards, I assume then.
Either on hards or fresh set of mediums.
He's going on hards.
Is he? No, that's very interesting.
He's going on hard.
Are they expecting rain?
I don't think so. If it were expecting rain, I think that it would have been clouding over sooner. Frome picks up a penalty as well. Frome's right in the back of Juho, isn't he? He really wants to get past.
Yeah, you're right there, as I've just seen somebody's name just messaged in the chat. What a name. But right now though, Frome, as you did say, is attacking Juho. Yeah, but that wide could have helped him, getting him a bit of power. He's going for the move. What about the Alfa Romeo? Don't count him out. He could be making it 3 wide. Oh, bit of contact.
Good on the inside.
The Alfa makes a late move.
Pushed him out.
Juho tries to defend, but he just doesn't have the grip on the mediums as much as he did.
Constant wheel banging, and that experience from flying through, allowing him to pull away and fill a little bit of a gap, give him a little bit of a breather, allowing him to save ERS.
Yeah, right, there's Juho on the inside. Alfa and the Merc still side by side, as the Merc is still there, trying to get ahead of the Alfa, but right now he has to watch out from Lodi as well. Lodi's just waiting for these two just to crash so he can get free 2 positions, but the Alfa makes it through. Juho tries to switch, doesn't get it, almost loses the car there, to correct it a little bit, and Lodi is waiting in the wings. As you can see, look how much he's getting a bit of contact, more contact, it look like that. He's going for the late dive into turn 15, I believe that is. And yep, there he is, but it didn't work on traction, because now Juho is coming back at him. Side by side they go. Into turn 1.
The net leaders.
Oh, the net leaders actually are not that far from this this battle.
Greeny and Lickle seem to be working together, and Greeny is trying to get a move down on Dino, but we might see a bit of action going down for these into turn 8 and 9. So keep an eye on these guys once you've seen the guys ahead of them on track currently, but not in a net position. So we've got quite a few good battles going on here. It's been a very entertaining race.
Yeah, it has been a very entertaining race. You are right there. As right now, though, I'm going to have to switch to that battle actually with Dino. Because Dino's got a lot of cars behind him. Here comes the net leader of Greeny. right now,
Mr.
though.
Grumpy gets past Mr. Grumpy gets past
Boomer's
Bugatti.
lost a lot of time. He's in 16th. Being passed by Williams.
He's gaining that back, though, at the moment, because all these cars are battling.
You're alright. And here comes Dino on the inside of Suddy. Makes the move. Greeny's also thinking about it. Makes the move on Suddy quite easily.
Greeny down the inside.
Runs a bit wide, though. Suddy's still there. Stops him, though, making the move.
going around the outside of Suddy.
Oh, very good move there from Lickle. Very good. Oh, it looked like a Red Bull just gone off.
Corners only ran to the back of Suddy there.
Great vision there from Lickle, making that move work, as the Toro Rosso team are working brilliantly right now to pass these cars. As now the Racing Point is up next. Will Greeny get past? Time only tells. It looks like Lickle's actually got DRS failure. So maybe this is why...
Unless he's just not deploying it.
Either not deploying it. Oh, he has got failure. Oh, as the Red Bull goes off again. That's Pornage. Off the track, I believe. And is that too... Yeah, he's lost a lot of time there. So he gets a 3 second time.
Oh, Nickle nearly went to the back of Dino, missing the braking point a little bit.
Lickle doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to ruin his race, as he could get a Toro Rosso 1-2. There's battles all over the place. Oh, actually, I might go on board with the
looking like he needs to get this move done. Oh, yeah, he's got a DRS failure, 100%. Look at that Racing Point pulling away from him with the DRS.
He may go for a dive. He could go for it.
No.
No, he stays behind. This isn't good for him. At least he didn't have what I had in Bahrain, where the DRS flap was stuck open, but he has a good exit there. And now he's under attack, going on the inside into turn 10. He's approaching now. Side by side they go, Racing Point versus Toro Rosso. And Lickle has got by, and now he's going to try and catch up with his, well, I believe, teammate, Greeny, who's in the other Toro Rosso. Okay, yeah, I don't know who that guy is, but I don't know. I'm guessing it's, yeah. Look, Lickle and Greeny have got the way through, but another battle which is interesting, which is actually happening, is Ash has been caught.
Yellow flag. Red Bull. Pornage is out.
Oh no, did he lose it? Like I thought he did. Will that
BSC? Oh, that's a shame for Ash and El Trucco.
Will anyone pit? No. That's interesting.
No. I think people are avoiding it. People need to be careful here not to pick up any time penalties.
True, and not to gain any time, as it can happen.
This allows drivers to
recharge
the battery.
Gap's the leader.
Mercedes gets to drive the penalty. That's his race over and done with then.
Oh no, Metclass has retired. So he's not happy with that. So AMS will get a free position from Metclass in 18th now. Sees the gaps to the leaders right now, although we're not getting it from Lodi and From because they've just apparently overtaken each other. There you have it. Gap from Lickle to the leaders around about 14 seconds, so it really hasn't changed much from El Toco, as that's what it was with Ash actually earlier, but Ash has actually lost a position from El Toco. And Ash will slowly need to pit.
Damien picked up a 3 second time, haven't we? Will make that much of a difference in the so far down. I think we are green now. We are now green.
Is that JRDZZ? Is that JRDZZ bot? Big C.
Pardon?
No, I'm talking Big C.
Oh.
Alright.
Brian picks up his second penalty of the race, I think.
Starting
getting moved down on Dino.
Well, I would stay on board with that battle, but unfortunately I've got to keep an eye on the battle for...
The guy who wants to go for a move on Mr. Grumpy. Is he going to send it into turn 3? No, he's going to sit behind with the DRS.
Lickle pitted, woman.
New Zealand Cam's going to go for a move on Ash Best with P2.
Yeah,
he's got the move done.
That. Oh,
Ash
Cam
yields
through. There we have it. Ash has now lost another position, so I think Ash's mediums are just dead.
Yeah, I think we see him possibly boxing within the next 2 or 3 laps.
He's really, like, not looking good. Oh, that slate in closing the door there from Ash. It was very late. Oh, is he actually trying to make a move on Cam? Doesn't work. And Cherry says thank you very much. Sends it. Bit of love tapping on the wheels, but makes the move work and promotes himself to P3. You can just tell Ash is struggling on those mediums.
Yeah, they look very worn, don't they? Greeny goes around the outside of Juho into turn 12. Gets a switchback. Beautiful move there from the Englishman. Is he going to stick it or is he going to back out and think better of it? Yes, he thinks better of it and thinks of a better opportunity. Juho goes a little bit deep into 14.
Interesting.
Greeny gets a wider line, sets himself up for switchback, clips a gearbox on Mercedes, but his teammate Lippel's right in his chuff as well. And his DRS has been fixed, slashing down boxes.
So he's pitted again on 12 lap hards. Greeny's going for a
Greeny down the
move.
inside of Juho. Lickle sets himself up for switch right. No, he goes around the outside. It's easy as day. Lickle's
Oh no, it's not.
So
Juho retakes him back in the straight line. Lickle's still on the outside.
Lickle's still on the outside. He's
off
off in the grass. Yeah,
tarmac,
no,
whatever you can call it. That was... I think he wasn't expecting Juho to be side by side still with him. Luckily no damage.
I think Cam's desync still. Yeah, if you desync.
Cam's in second place for me.
Yeah, he's in third for me.
Yeah, he's in
second. He's second now.
Yeah, he's actually in second. So you and me had the same problem like we had. I had it last week. It's unfortunate, opponents, to see you.
Mr. Grumpy's looking like he wants to go for a move on Dino.
And he retired as well. So. Oh, Ash is really struggling. He runs off again. Ash, if I was you, mate, I'd just pit. Go softs. Softs can go to the end, roughly.
Well, it depends if he's got fresh set or not.
Yeah, true.
It could be wise for him just going the hard.
Oh, as El Tuco is in. So all this, and Cam's in. Cherry's not. Cherry's staying out.
Oh, he's staying out as well. Harsh gets this 5 seconds stop go for speeding and pits. Boomer's looking very racy on Mr. Grumpy. He's on the soft commander tyres, but his tyres must be starting to wear out like Ash's. Yeah,
right, there's Ash has fallen a bit off now, the pace, but there's another fight for P3. Lordy versus From, Haas versus Renault.
He's going to go for the move now, isn't he?
Yeah, From's just got him. Look at the pace he has. Or was this a tactic from Lordy? Let him through so he could have a DRS advantage and re-overtake.
Or potentially sit behind and just save his resources. Because the likes of Greeny and Lickle are catching them at a rapid rate of knots, aren't they?
Oh yeah, you're right there. There's a gap to lead from Greeny and Cherry Pie. It's 8.9 seconds, so it's shadow of a doubt that Greeny is going to retake the lead. As the Toro Rossos actually are fighting side by side down the big straight, and Lickles retook it. Possibly team orders, possibly not.
Boomer going hot on the brakes there. Coming down a little bit now. Will we see Ash come back on a late charge? Potentially, but he's going to have a lot of overtaking to do, so is Charity Pie.
Yeah, that is true.
Ash sliding around a little bit, isn't he?
Well, the thing is, have they made them stops? Well, Charity Pie has already made his stop. Now, Cherry, I'm not saying it could work.
Cherry can't make it again. He has to stop again.
But
make it.
I don't know. I think they could. I've managed to make mediums around here at last 22 laps, and they're at 80. So I don't know. He could make them to the end. It would be a risk, but he could make them to the end, and he could win by doing this. As he's only got a gap of 8.9, and Greeny and Lickle are on 10 and 11 lap ball mediums.
Not Greeny, Grumpy and Juho going side by side, and Mr. Grumpy goes around the outside around turn 2, and the Ferrari Boom also gets Juho as well, I think, in this move, going side by side, and Juho yields. The guy wants to get this move done as well. He needs to be making up some grounds.
Well, the Toro Rossos are attacking the Renault now, and they've got a lot of pace in the straight line compared to the Renault. And Nichols almost had DRS again.
Good though, isn't it? He's on for a good position, potentially P3 on the offer.
True, it could have been P1, but unfortunately the strategy he's tried has kind of messed him up, especially on hards.
He should have probably boxed a little bit earlier.
Oh, but here comes Lickle, going on the inside of Lordy into turn 10. But backs out of it. Thinks it's too risky. He's going to have to buy his time.
Very low on ERS, isn't he?
Yeah, he is very low on ERS. He needs to manage that a bit better if he wants to. Oh, his Amos is out. So he calls it a day for the Haas. As right now, though, as we've had 3 different engine manufacturer teams, as Red Bull use Honda, McLaren use Renault, and Haas use Ferrari are out.
Throwing boxes.
Ooh, Greeny was thinking, trying to make a cheeky move on his teammate. So Frome's in. So Lodi's last chance now getting an extra bit of DRS as Cherry stay up for another lap. Built up a gap to Ash, 3.3 seconds right now. As is, I think that's just AMS's car retiring. As El Tuco sets the new fastest lap, 134.870. So he will take the fastest lap point. He's currently in 9th. Right now though, Lickle really wants to get past Lordy as soon as possible. As From and Juho, I believe they're going to be taking the fastest lap very soon.
Soon to be taken after that by Ash and Cherry.
Both Torossos are fighting at the Urinal.
Moved out on Lordy.
Lickle gets it done. Greeny's not close enough. He's going to have to wait. So Lickle is now in 3rd, your net leader, until the front 2 do pit, unless Cherry Pie takes the tyres to the end. So I believe he did start on soft.
I just don't see that being likely.
True, but he could be saving his tyres now. It could happen.
Lordy goes a little bit deep, that allows Grief to go up the inside of Lordy. A little bit of contact there and a little bit of deep.
A bit of connection issues there, actually, not contacts. That reminds me of actually what me and Cam did in Canada, where for some reason his car ghosted and it looked like I took
as well. Corby gets to move down on Corby as well.
That's good there for Corby. Ash is in, so Ash is pitted. Cherry's staying out. Let's see what the gap to the leader is now from Lickle to Cherry. It's 7.1, so they've only roughly gained a second by a couple of laps. So yeah, at the moment it looks like Cherry's got some decent pace. 7 laps left, so there's still a chance Lickle doing it a second a lap, but eventually those mediums, what Lickle and Greeny have got, are going to be like Cherry's. Because right now though, Lodi's on hard tyres. Who's got the fastest lap now? Who's got the fastest lap?
Oh, Trucker's got the fastest lap.
Yeah, Trucker. Oh, actually Lodi's pitted as well. Lodi's actually pitted, so Lodi's going to the end. The biggest positions after everyone's done roughly a pit stop.
Oh, Trucker gets a move down on Bugattis. He makes a mistake.
Ooh. But the biggest gainer right now is Lordy, I believe. But he's, as you can just tell, those hards, 17 laps old, there's just nothing on him.
Imagine how Cherry 2 Pie must feel on those mediums.
True, but the gap's stable, 7.1. It hasn't really changed, and Greeny still hasn't got past the Renault.
Trucker's going to go for a move on Mr. Grumpy, down the inside into turn 11.
Just caught the end of that.
Gets a move down.
We'll keep an eye on this
Cameron's having a little battle.
Oh, actually no, one. Or will we? It depends. I'll keep an eye on the battle between Greeny and Lordy. But yeah, again, Greeny's just, I think it's just that Renault engine's just getting a little bit better exit. Renault's getting a bit better exit anyway. And Greeny, and it's just costing him as Cherry 2 Pie's got a penalty, 3-second time penalty. That isn't good for him. Because I believe Lickle's got the 0. I took this new fast start, 34.6, but those guys on the soft tyres may be able to beat
Lickle's
that
got
very soon.
Warning.
Interesting. Greeny's still there. Just waiting for the Reynolds to just make one little mistake.
Surely he's going to get moved on now.
Well, he's got a lot more ERS.
Alfiole back in P8 is looking for a move on Mr. Grump here, I think. Potential chance for an overtake. So Parash is also looking for a move.
As Greeny takes P3, so he has got past Lordy there. So Greeny finally gets past him as Dino gets a 3-second time.
Crucially, also Bugatti's also going for a move down the inside, and Mr. Grumpy goes very hot in the brakes and shuts the door for the inside of the right-hander during the chicane, which is turn 9.
Yeah, but Grumpy's
Mr. Grumpy is hanging
back.
out. Cam also gets to move down on Parish, but back to Bugatti and Mr. Grumpy. Will we see another overtake, switching positions again? Bugatti chops off the inside line, stopping Mr. Grumpy, making him come off the accelerator. He defends well, and does he cover the inside? He doesn't need to because he's so far ahead.
Oh.
Sutty and Jamie also making a change in position as AMS loses session after retiring.
Cherry's got a gap now, 6.4 seconds to Lickles. So Lickles gained a little bit of time. Lickles probably slowing down a little bit now just to let his teammate get out of DRS range from Lordy.
I think we might see a puncher from Cherry if it doesn't pit.
Could see a puncher, possibly. There's actually another fight further down the grid.
Does Mr. Gronk have damage or is he just going for fastest lap? Because he could have carried on to the end of the race surely on his tyres.
Yeah, actually true. As Paresh is actually thinking of making a move on Cam, going on the outside. Paresh is thinking, is he going to make it work? Is it going to be contact? Nope, Cam gives him a lot of space.
He was thinking, and now he's done, I think. Oh, no. He comes sweeping around the outside. Off the track.
I don't know if Cam was actually ahead there. I wasn't really paying attention. I was paying attention to where Paresh was going to land up. No. Has anyone else got the fast lap set out? No, no one's actually beating that fast lap. Frome's on a 34.699 by a few thousandth. He's missed the fastest
and Cam
lap.
Still going at it.
It's true, they are.
Where is he going? Cam's defending the inside. He leaves the door slightly open. Allows Parrish to go down the inside. There's a half-hearted move. He might see a spin and he just saves it.
These two are getting really close and personal with each other.
Jamie's also looking like he wants to go for a move on Sate, potentially. The scraps outside the points, still carrying on and showing they want to have a fighting spirit in them. Cam's still desyncing for me.
Oh, right now though. Pressure's still there. Oh yeah, he's lagging a little bit actually. You're right there.
Cherry Pie carries on, 20 laps on the mediums. Can he go all the way?
I might have to go on him on the final few laps because if he might, right now, if he managed to make them go to the end, he's definitely driver of the day. I'm sorry for everybody else.
No question about it.
They've done a decent strategy, but if Cherry makes these work, I'll be surprised.
He's got the two charging Scuderia Toro Rossos coming after him.
Well, Paresh is making a move on Cam on the inside this time. Gets the move done, and Cam runs wide again, but doesn't use this as his advantage this time. And there goes Paresh then into 8th.
Up the DRS and little blocks.
Oh, there's a
check the penalties of Cherry Pie.
Bigger battle further down track as Jamie's lagging a lot there. McLaren versus Mercedes, as McLaren will be getting Mercedes engines, I believe, in 2021. As wow, okay, I don't know what I'm seeing right now, but Jamie's car is acting very strangely.
Yeah, I've got that as well.
He is lagging really badly, and that isn't good for the drivers behind. For Dino and Juho.
And Parrish going side by side again. Yeah, more lag there. The lobby's messing up for me. Hope we don't see.
No, it's just a few drivers. No, I don't think it is.
I'm not sure he's a host.
I don't think it is those. I think it's just two drivers who've got not pointing it. I'm going to say like good internet, but it's just letting them down a little bit.
Cherry Pie carries on again. 21 laps on the medium commander tyres.
I'm going to probably have to switch to that very soon, as we're going to go back on the battle for P4 right now, if it will let me select P4.
Boomer going on the inside of Lordy. Looks as though he wants to go for it. Late braking, Lordy hangs around the outside and Boomer cuts the inside corner. The room is left on the outside and Lordy is showing off some really good and clean driving here.
Boomer are looking really good for some points, especially for Ferrari.
Boomer could be on for podium if we see Cherry Pie get a puncher here potentially.
Well, remember, Lico only has to go to 3 seconds roughly, because I believe Lico hasn't got a penalty.
Yeah.
Cherry has. Now, Cherry could have more penalties. Cherry could have 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 10 seconds. We don't know. I only know that he's only got one. As Mr. Grumpy still to fast lap, 133.7. El Trucco is making a move on the Renault.
If that Toro Rosso wants that 1-2, I believe Greeny has to get that move done because I think he's got a penalty. So Greeny has to get a move on if he wants that P2.
Yeah, that is true. As Paresh and Cam still close, but not fighting. There's actually a big.
Ash hasn't caught as much as I thought they would.
Juho's going to make a move with Dino. Dino defends. Juho's on the outside on the quicker tyre. Is he going to go for the outside? No, he brakes early. Going to try the switch, get a better exit. Is he going to get it to work? Yes, he does. He gets a decent exit. Is chasing that again. Almost 22 laps on those medium tyres. Juho still can't get past Dino.
The Ferrari of Boomer is catching Greeny and Lickle.
Oh, Juho's made the move. Dino runs off. Comes back. Still side by side. These two are going at it.
Boomer could be on for... And I don't know if Boomer's got penalties or not, but he's in a really good position on the hards, isn't he?
Yeah,
Boomer's got no penalty.
Ooh, interesting. And I believe Greeny has.
Boomer could get a win from the Ferrari.
Well, as long as he can... Well, he can't get a win right now, especially if Cherry's 5 seconds. We're about 5-6 seconds away from them.
Yeah, but if he got a penalty... not penalty, yeah, stop. Oh. If he gets a punch
right,
that's the one.
So I'm going to keep an eye on that battle. It doesn't close up as much as I thought. Dino just gets a penalty though. Duro locks up. Duro locks up a little bit again. As we're almost on lap 26. I really don't want to miss Cherry getting a punch in.
I'm just riding board with him.
He's doing a good job right now.
Driving very well, very smooth.
By any chance, what ERS is he in?
He's on 0 ERS at the moment. He's in
30%. He'll be saving the car now. Gap now for him and Lickle's 4.8.
Lickle's going to catch 1.8 seconds with 2 laps if he wants that P1.
Oh, I'm going to have to jump for the battle for P3. Oh, both Ferraris are looking hungry compared to the Toro Rosso. Lickle's put away from Greeny, but Greeny's in no man's land compared to the Ferraris. The Ferraris are all over him. Could we see a 3-wide moment from both Ferraris? Nope.
On the outside. Nice move there.
Good move there. Gets
Boomer's now going to catch down Lickle.
Oh, Trucko just got a penalty. Gap now to Cherry Pie and Lickle, 4.7. Lickle needs to gain 1.5 right now.
1.4 seconds, so I don't know if Cherry just made a mistake there. If you go on board of Cherry, you can see in his front right is graining up.
Yeah, you are right, that front right is graining up quite bad, so it looks like his front right's taking a lot of the pressure. Now look, back to the battle for P4 now. It's El Trucco versus Greeny. He's going on the outside. Greeny's trying to...
Oh, Cherry Pie makes a big mistake. Can't get the car turned in.
When you say big mistake, he actually hasn't. Oh, yeah, he has. Now he has. Oh, yellows. That's Greeny. Greeny's off.
Greeny's round.
That isn't good for him. He's now dropped the 6th.
No damage, but he's lost the rear.
Cherry, yeah, you were right there. He actually did lose it. It was just delayed interval delta. As we are about to come on the final lap of the race. There's one on the front lap now. But we'll be coming on the final lap very shortly. Will Cherry's tyres survive? Or will Cherry tyres explode and put him into the wall and cost him a win? Will it be
survive for Cherry?
Will it be a Kimi Räikkönen moment in, I believe it was Nürburgring? I believe.
Yep, 2006.
So after wait and see.
2005.
Gap now 3.6. All Lickle needs to do is gain 6 tenths and he will win this race unless...
Down to 3.2 already. Oh, it's gone back up to 3.6.
Yeah, that's because he's braking. But Lickle's not out of the woods yet. Boomer is not that far off. 1.2 seconds right now. Boomer could affect that if he gets a bit closer within DRS.
Do you think Lickle's looking forward for the win, or do you think he's looking backwards to defend that P2?
I think he's looking forward for the win now. The gap now 3.4. This is going to be interesting as
Lickle goes wide. Lickle goes wide.
Oh no, that isn't good. Now the gap now
he's feeling the pressure.
No, the gap's stabilised. 3.3. It hasn't really lost that much. 3.2 now. Boomer is in DRS range.
He's using all of his ERS. He's down to 0 on the straight.
3.3.
The only way I can see Cherry Pie winning is if Boomer gets a move done on Lickle.
True, but then
Boomer could still win this on the last lap though. Lickle gets on the curb. He's going to be losing more time.
Oh, I want to stay on board Cherry Pie because
Lickle blocks got no ERS left, and Boomer's still got a whole tank. Lickle defends the inside. Boomer goes round the outside.
Well, Boomer
he holds it in. What a move!
Boomer's done it. Lickle's gone for a late
Lickle
lunge.
holds it in the inside. Little tag.
Oh, and that's him round.
He
tries to save it.
Makes contact with Trucco.
Oh no, that isn't good. No, Lickle's gone, my favourite guy to win.
For that, but can Boomer get the win?
Boomer's going to get it. 2.8.
He's in 3 seconds.
Oh no, that's going to be hard. Oh no, that's right. Cherry's got a puncher. Left front. Cherry's got a puncher.
Oh no.
Cherry's got a puncher. He's going to get it to the line. Is it going to be Ferrari? Is it going to be Alfa Romeo? The Ferrari.
It's Alfa Romeo.
has
But
done it.
He's going to get it on penalties.
Loses
Oh,
it.
no, he's got it.
Took second, takes third.
Lickle
Lickle comes back in second after a bit of contact.
Lickle could
Boomer.
potentially get a penalty for that.
No, so could Boomer. As everyone's just rear-ending each other. How about Greeny takes 6th, Paresh 7th, Bigatti jumps to 7th, Cam 9th, Ash will be a bit disappointed as... Well, he can be a bit disappointed, but he can also be happy. He gets 9th, Cam drops to 10th. What about From? From goes 11th. Cowboy jumps to 11th, actually. From now 12th. So he goes 12th. How many penalties did From have? From 13th. Now what about Mr. Grumpy? 14th. And Dino,
Can we
I
get an
believe,
F
goes
in the
16th.
chat for Trico? 19,000th of getting P4.
Well, I did say he could roughly make those tyres to the end. They died on the final few corners. It's a shame there, but Boomer, qualified pole I believe, wins. Lickle takes 2nd, and even with that puncher at the end, he still deserves the drive of the day. Charity Pie in 3rd with a puncher, and he will be happy with that, as it could have been a win, but sometimes strategies just fail at the final few corners. Well then, Ollie, who's your drive of the day then?
Got to be Boom at the moment on the top step of the podium. What a strategy they're going in the hards and that 10. Showed those medium runners right. And there's people in the higher tiers, he beat them. He had a better machinery, but he did prove to be better. Qualified pole and finished on pole. Finished on pole, finished P1.
He has done that. He hasn't done the triple though. Start pole, finished pole, and got the fastest lap. But I believe that was Mr. Grumpy who got the first lap. So then your top 10 is Boomer in 1st in the Ferrari, Lickle in 2nd, Charity Pie in 3rd with a puncher, Lordy in 4th, El Tucro in 5th, Greeny in 6th after a recovery drive, Bigatti in 7th, Paresh in 8th, Ash is in 9th in the Williams, and Cam in 10th in the Racing Point, rounding up the points. Cowboy in 11th, Sutty 12th, From 13th, Juho 14th, and I just missed out the rest of the grid. So I should be able to get that up actually. No, I won't. Well,
Are we doing interviews then or?
yeah, we can do quick interviews because yeah, we'll do interviews. Can you invite them since some of these are not even on my friends list? And when I search people,
Your party host, though.
I made it private. Yeah. You suggest them and then I'll invite them.
Alright.
I'll invite them through that. Well, that was a great race to watch though. A few battles, a few ding-dong battles, a few crashes. But Boomer, even with a weird strategy he pulled, he managed to make it work and win. Right now we're just... Let me know, mate, when you've
Suggested them.
Oh, you have? Good. Oh. Well then we'll just wait for the drivers to join, as there is Lickle. Yep, that's fine, we'll start with you straight away. Well done, Lickle. Unfortunately you didn't win. Good race today though, taking I believe 2nd. How was your race with you with that strategy and that contact there near the end with Boomer?
It's my fault with the incident with Boomer. I tried being too aggressive at the end to try and get the race victory. Unfortunately, it didn't pay out. Boomer's pace was astonishing. Like I don't know, he caught 2 seconds to me in the final lap, which is just mega from him. So congrats to him, fully deserved on the victory. Tyres at the end were not at their greatest. Like Cam or Cherry Two Pie, sorry, he got a puncture coming up to the line because his tyres are worn. So imagine if I pitted the same lap he did, my tyres would have died as well. So it was a difficult one. I was pushing as hard as I can. Like, I'm pretty sure I gained like an extra 10% on the cars ahead of me by just trying to push as hard as possible. I had a TV, my shutdown come up on my TV halfway through that race, so it didn't help either. But one of the sweatiest races I've ever been a part of.
Well, it was a very interesting race with you and Greeny storming through the field. As you did say, you were pushing the car to its limits. But did you think if there wasn't any contact between you and Boomer, did you think that you could have won today's race with you possibly knowing that Cherry had a penalty?
I knew that Cherry had a penalty because he was in the party. It was just the fact that Boomer had no penalties, so I had to try my best to hold him off, and it was just too much in the end because he was just too quick. Like it was mega from him. So yeah.
Well then, I ain't got any more questions to ask. But Ollie, have you got any questions to ask Lickle?
Not really much to ask. Maybe apart from the fact that how you felt about the strategy. Did you feel as though you could have got a better result if you went to the hard? Did you feel as though mediums was the right way to go?
Mediums is the right way to go, especially in a Toro Rosso. You'd have to go as aggressive as possible. Someone like Boomer in a Ferrari could get away with it just because of how fast that Ferrari is in a straight line. Like, I'm not even joking. I was a second ahead of him coming down the start of the back straight on the final lap, and he was behind me coming on the end of the straight. It was ridiculous, but yeah, I had to go mediums. Hards is just not a question.
Fair enough. I'm ready to move on, Jones, if you want.
Right then. Well
done, Boomer. I've got to go. So
Thank you,
right,
man.
yeah. Cheers for the interview, mate, and see you for the next round.
Well done, the comms.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Well then, Boomer, taking the victory. It was a very interesting strategy call you did make, starting on the hards. I mean, pitting for the hards.
Starting on soft.
Yeah, pitting on the hards. Was that always part of the game plan, or was there medium strategy possibly in that race at one point, or did you just want to try something different?
No, my first intention was to do the two-stopper with a medium stint in the middle because I wasn't too keen on my tire conservage, and I'm very surprised that people did the soft to medium and really pulled it off. I don't think I would have been able to do that. But yeah, the safety car came and I thought I could stretch the soft to lap 9, and in lap 9 I would be confident to switch to the hards and yeah, cut my way through the field with the help of the Ferrari engine and coming back to the front, and it worked out in the end. But I was very surprised I could have even picked up the win because I was far away in third going into the final lap. So
yeah, you did show some astonishing pace when you caught up. Like, you were in battles all over the place as you did come out of the pits in 16th. Were you expecting though, with the start of today's race, of getting a podium or even winning this race, or was you just expect to get some points and just help Ferrari?
Yeah, I was just hoping for the first points because yeah, the first two races I had like pace, but it didn't came out in the end with like unusual drive-through penalties or crashes. So I was just hoping for some points, and I knew I had a good shot here at France thanks to being in the Ferrari, of course. But yeah, I was like down in 16th, and I was in a DRS train with 3-4 cars, and then even in a Ferrari I wasn't being able to overtake, so it was pretty neat to even make it till the top 5. So back then I was already happy with the points I already had at the moment.
Alright. Well, congratulations on your win. I don't have any more questions to ask. If my co-commentator wants to ask you any questions, Ollie?
Maybe a little question asking, how did you feel going into the last lap in general? Did you know that you'd get the win, or did you have conservative thoughts just trying to bring the car home?
Yeah, no, I was like thinking, wait, I'm like 2 seconds behind Lickle. Maybe on the second part of the large back straight I have an opportunity, but that was like a big maybe until I really came into the chicane and saw I won like a second on the first part of the straight. And yeah, I didn't do anything about Cherry getting a puncture, but yeah, when I saw him in the last corner, I thought that was the only possible option for his pace over there. But yeah, I had to hope for the penalties to be there because he still made it out in first over the line. But luckily I was very good on avoiding penalties today, which I'm normally not at France. So.
Oh, well done. You were my driver of the day personally. You did a stellar drive, and hope to see you here next week or potentially in the future.
Yes, thank you, man.
Well, cheers for the interview there, Boomer. Good luck in your next race.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, anytime, man. As I don't believe Cherry is in the party. No, he isn't. So I think we're going to call it a day for the PSGL comments for FP. Well then, as Ollie said, his driver of the day was Boomer. My driver of the day was Cherry Pie. But it's been a good result, good race today, and it's been great doing comms for the race. Anything you want to add, Ollie, before I sign off?
No, all good, all good.
Right then, this has been PSGL FP Season 25, Round 3 at France. I've been your commentator, Jared Fosbury. I was IRL Neon. I've been joined by Ollie. And we'll see you guys for the next round, which is round 4, which I believe is, if I get it up quickly on the phone, where's that? Which is Canada. So we'll see you guys then at Canada next week. Goodbye for now.